what, motherfucker, the what? Huh? Well, they should have told them. First time using this primer, I'm gonna check it out. It's a 2K primer from Upol. This is how it looks after I went through it with a light coat of primer, just on the burn through areas. Once it dries, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a pass with 600 grit, then 800 grit, and scuff it up a bit with the Scotch-Brites on the edges, and should be ready to paint. So while the bumper dries, I'm gonna start sanding on the Ultima. I'm gonna start with I think I'm gonna start with a 800, maybe a 600, and go up to the 800, because it is gonna be a blend, and it is the same color panels all over. It's just they have some chips. And so the bumper's ready to go. It's primered, sanded down and everything, ready for paint. I just couldn't paint because of the weather. It started getting bad. It started sprinkling, so I didn't want to run the risk of me painting it and then it to rain on it. So I'm just gonna wait on for tomorrow to paint it. And meanwhile, I was prepping up the I was prepping up the Ultima, so I could just come in tomorrow morning and spray the Ultima and spray the bumper, because I'm actually painting the bumper. I'm painting it separate, the bumper, because it's not really a big deal to paint it separate or in the car. It's preference, I think so. That's on my take. That's my opinion. Again, I'm not a professional by any means, but it's how I do it. It's how I get it done. It works for me. So right now what I was doing is I was sanding down the doors. The doors is where I'm gonna do the blend. The blend's gonna come out to like probably right here to the middle. I'm gonna just blend my color. I'm gonna paint all this. I sanded this with 600 first, then 800. There's a couple little chips I still need to put putty on. I'll do that tomorrow morning. And so a blend's gonna go up to here. I'm gonna put paint, like I'm gonna just blend it up to like right here, and I'm sanding the whole door down. I took off the mirror, that way it'll be easier. That way I won't have any trouble right here, because usually it's hard to get them. You start getting runs. But I took out the mirror to make it easier. I'm taking off the handles, and I'm also blending it up to like right here. Paint's coming up to right here, and I sanded it down all the way up to here. So that about sums it up for today. It was a pretty successful day, I would say. We took off that strip, rounded off bolt on my sister's Jeep, did the oil change on it, moved the cars around, prepped this car, prepped it for paint, so tomorrow morning it should be ready to just come in and clean it up and paint it. What's up, guys? So it's the next day here. I'm getting ready to paint the bumper. The car is ready. I just have to take off the handle and tape it up and whatnot and finish a couple little sanding spots I need to get. But I'm gonna spray the bumper and see how paint reacts and how it lays down, because it is a bit cold out here. And this is my little setup. This is my booth and my heater. I got a heated booth. But yeah, just gonna paint the bumper and see how it feels, how it comes out, pretty much how the paint lays, and if there's any problems. If everything goes good, we'll move on to that one, and we'll continue with that one, do the blend on that one, and finish it up. That way the customer could pick it up. But we'll see how it goes. So I got my bumper all prepped and cleaned up. I already wiped it down and stuff, just with water. I wiped it down with water and a cloth, and it's ready to go, ready to spray already. Just gonna mix my paint. Is 1-to-1. It mixes 1-to-1, which means 1 part paint, 1 part reducer. So this whole quart will make another quart. So out of this you could make double. I'm just using a cheap fast urethane reducer. Small compressor too. So I like to keep my gun at about 17. This one it don't need that much pressure. That's why I like this gun. So right around 18, I say 17 psi for my gun. Depends on your gun what it is. Wide open fan. So that's the first coat. As you can see, it's laying down pretty good. And don't worry if you see like spots coming through, like spots showing, like the primer still showing, like you're not gonna get it on the first coat. This is like a tack coat, what you call. You just spray it right here. I could kind of see some cloudiness right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I guess that's what this color has. You could get cloudiness on it, and it's real easy to get cloudiness on it, and I guess that's why it's hard to paint this color. But we'll see how it goes. It's laying down pretty good, really smooth. So I let my paint sit for about the bumper sit for about 5-10 minutes, so it could so the first coat could dry up. But now it's ready for the second coat. Let's lay it on and see how it goes. It's laying down real nice, real smooth. Got some nice texture to it. Well, no texture actually, but real smooth. See how it comes out. The clear is my favorite part. And again, I'm using a small Harbor Freight compressor, so you don't need fancy stuff to get this done. Again, I'm at about 17 psi. So as you guys saw right there, I guess that's what they mean. It's real easy to get those lines, those marks. I don't know if you could see it. It's like cloudy. And it's real easy to get them, and they're real hard to take off. Like they're like hard to take off because it's like a line, like literally a line. It looks like wet paint, but that's how it's gonna dry off. Once it dries off, it's because it's wetter on that side, I guess, and the paint you leave it down more wet on that side. So I'll probably be more careful on the car and close the paint down a bit. That way fluid won't come out that much, and we'll see from there. So this is the second coat. I'm just letting it sit, flash. This is what I'm talking about right there. There's like, you could kind of see a line. Those are the lines that you kind of have to be careful with and avoid, because they're really hard to take off. Like, you won't take them off. It's like the paint is wetter on that side, laid down wetter on that side, so it's gonna dry different on it right there. Got some lines right here too. I try to kind of blend them in with the paint, but like I said, it's real hard to fix that once that happens. But other than that, I think this is gonna be my last coat. I might just do a little float coat on it. But what you want to do is put it out in the sun and check for any spots that you missed, or run a light through it, a flashlight, and check if you missed any spots. And if you did, probably gonna want to put a third coat and let it sit, and it's gonna be ready for clear here in just a bit. So I already let the bumper sit for a couple minutes, about 20 to 30 minutes. Paint's dry already, it's ready for clear. The clear I'll be using is this one right here. It's called Gentech. It's a cheap clear. I got it for like under 60 bucks, I think, and it's two-part. It's you mix it 4 parts to 1, 4 to 1. So it does say no reducer is needed, so that's pretty cool. So now you go to the 6 right there on the side of it. And if we need more, I could always mix more. I think this should be enough. I think I'm gonna just put 2 coats of clear. Normally that's what to make them look like that, like the original ones. I usually put 2 coats on it, 2 coats of clear, and then buff it out, cut and buff when it's done. It gives it a nice finish. This is my first time using this clear. It's Gentech. It says kick-ass clear, so we'll see about that. It was 60 bucks. Like I said, it's cheap. So So I'm gonna spray my clear at about I think I'm gonna spray it at about, I like to spray my clear high pressure, so 27 probably. I like to spray it at around 27, 25. Let's see if the compressor could keep up though. Actually, I'm putting the clear at 22 psi. You guys see that fan? That's why I like this gun, because of the fan pattern. So as the first coat of clear, I sprayed it at about 20 psi. My gun is, it atomizes real good, so I didn't need to put too high pressure. I thought it was, but 20 psi was enough. That compressor, as you can see, is still on, but I mean, it does the job. That's the first coat of clear. It's laying down real good. So I let it sit for a couple minutes already to flash. That was the first coat. So I'm about to shoot the second coat, and I think that's gonna be the final one. That should do. And I'm gonna hurry on this one, that way I could paint the car today too. Let's do it. So I just gotta run right there. Either I could stand it or I could keep on spraying it and make it run all the way to the bottom. But I think I'm gonna just let it sit. There you go. It corrected itself. Ah, thank God. There you go. 2 coats of the Gentech. Primer, base, and clear on 1 gun. You don't need no 3 guns. So there you have it. 2 coats of clear of the Gentech. Use the same gun for primer, base, and clear, and you don't need no 3 guns. Came out real good. You could do it in your backyard anywhere. Real good finish. So I went ahead and put putty on all the little chips that it had. I'll go ahead and sand that with 600 grit and then 800 grit. Go. So I just finished down sanding the spots where I put glazing putty on it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray some primer on the areas that I put putty on and that are burnt through, and just leave it prepped for tomorrow. It is getting late. I do have lights, but yesterday when I tried painting this bumper with lights, like you can't see that good, so I don't want to take the risk and mess it up. So I'm gonna just leave it for tomorrow morning and just paint it real quick in the morning, and it should be ready to go in the morning for me to assemble it like later on in the day, and a few other things to button up on it. But here's the bumper we painted right now. It's with that Gentech clear. Still looks the same way as when I first painted it right now, shiny. Looks good. So it's the next day, New Year's Eve. Came over to the shop today, check on some things, because it's been raining for the past day, and we've been able to paint the car due to the weather. It looks awesome, but what I'll do is I'll probably end up posting a separate video on that. But here's the bumper I painted yesterday. It came out real good, nice and shiny still. It kept its shine, and yeah, what I'll do is probably I'll post a separate video on me painting the Ultima and how I do the blend.